Tattoos, piercings, what's the problem? Merry Christmas, everyone. It's my Christmas today. If you don't know, you're fake. No, I'm just kidding. Miss Girl, so let's get back over here. Happy motherfucking Halloween. Welcome back to another episode of Controversial CRSHOUT. Today's topic? Nah. Just nah. Thank you. Let me chill. Thank you to everybody who watched my last pilot episode of Controversial CRSHOUT. I really appreciate y'all so much. The views, crazy. The likes, crazy. The comments, even crazier. So, thanks. That was like my pilot trial and error type shit. You know, what's the vibes? And apparently, y'all vibe. So, keep showing the love. And subscribe. Because a lot of y'all are not subscribed. The majority of you that saw that were not subscribed. So subscribe. Because it's only going to get worse from here. So, speaking of comments after my last video, actually going to lead me to my next topic today of Controversial CRSHOUT. It is 2025. Tattoos and piercings have no effect on anything anymore. And if they do, which they do, they should no longer. Okay? Okay. I understand, you know, back in whatever era, having tattoos and piercings was like, yo, type shit. And I don't know what I just did. I'm not affiliated with anything, but if that was not good, let me know. We need to stop this whole, like, get rid of the nose ring. Like, one of the comments was also stay focused on what I'm talking about, and I'm trying, all right? This is just me, so good luck. Comments I get often, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, Snapchat even, 90% of the comments I get are, take that ring out your nose so you can get a man, or all those tattoos, you're never going to find someone, or you really wear all that makeup, like, blah, 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 blah. Why would you do that to your body? That's permanent, don't you know? Like, yes, actually, when I swiped my credit card to pay for it, I was aware of what I was signing up for. But also, can we stop this? It's 2025. Whether it is a job, a person, a date, a friend, everyone can have their preferences in life. Yes, everyone can want a certain image when it comes to their business and who they're with. But at the end of the day, reality is 90% of people, and I should look the statistic up, 90% of people in this world either have a facial piercing or a tattoo. It's just what it is. And at this point, it is 2025. If that is your biggest issue, have you been outside? Do you own a TV with the news? Anything? A phone? Because this should no longer be something people are being targeted for. It is so fucking ridiculous, and it drives me up a wall. Because realistically, if I have a piercing, my septum ring is typically what people go for first. Any other piercing, maybe in my lip too sometimes. Any other piercing that I have, no one clocks. And I understand the whole stigma behind having a septum piercing. Not getting into politics on this channel. We might, though. We probably will. Let me not lie. 90% of the stigma that I get in the shit for my piercings is my septum piercing. That is the one I get the most shit for. Now that I've gotten my neck tatted, for some reason, like, I get no hate for that. The only thing that I get is, like, the kind of, like, oh, that's cool, but, like, oh, you did that, or, oh, I could never. It's like, great, so don't. It is literally almost 2026. This should no longer be a debate on if someone has a piercing, if they look trashy, if someone has a tattoo, if they look trashy, if piercings and tattoos are unprofessional. I can understand certain corporations, especially ones that have been around for generations now. You know, they grew up in a different time where it wasn't as acceptable. But realistically, times have changed. It is a different era of life, and it will always be from here on out. I have met some of the most professional, well-respected people that were completely inked. First of all, that I didn't even know were inked until they, like, you know, like a little bit peeked under their arm, or like they moved their turtleneck. Like, there are ways to cover these things. So even if someone does have any of these, clear spacers, retainers, makeup, clothes, like, why are we acting like this is such a big deal nowadays? I need to stop because, respectfully, no. But again, I do understand how some people think, like, you know, the olden way of, like, well, if you have tattoos here, you're affiliated with bad things. It's like, no, actually, sir, I'm just trying to work at a Starbucks. But period. Like, it is something that drives me nuts. And when it comes to people judging, like, if you are within the age range of 45 to like 45 and below, you no. First of all, no, because generations don't just stay in one place. Millennials, you stay millennials throughout the rest of your life. That's your generation. Gen Z, we gonna be Gen Z for the rest of our life. Boomers, they're not even in this right now. Because, like, that's who the problem is. Wait, not hating on boomers. Love y'all. But, you know what I'm saying. We are in such an era where, like, first of all, the generations that have existed in this time frame that have been growing with Gen Z and everyone else, you guys have watched it literally transform into tattoos and piercings becoming more ways of expressing ourselves and more acceptable. So why are you, and I'm not saying millennials specifically, I'm not even saying any generation specifically, because I've heard it from all age groups. But why are you as a person still going after things like that? Well, maybe if you took that ring out your nose, you'd get a man. Or, you know, you look really unprofessional with all that ink. It's like, first of all, I'm wearing a turtleneck and you see this much. What? No. Also, a little commotion for the nails. Literally told my nail tech to be like, hey, match my costume. She ain't known! But it is just something that frustrates me so much in this world. Like, why are we still... Why us as people? There's people dying, Kim. Like, my ink and my piercings are your biggest, like, worry in life. First of all, I've had this septum piercing since I was 17. Hey, boo. I've had this septum piercing since I was 17. Don't sit here and say I can't get no man because of my piercing. Which, I am targeting a comment because this is what the topic is. This person did show love, so if you see them on my page, don't hate on them. They did show love to what I was producing, my content, whatever. So, I love you. Thank you for watching and supporting and commenting. But also, like, get that out of your head. Because having a piercing and having a tattoo is not... It needs to... Realistically, it is no longer an issue. But it needs to, like, be seen that way. Because I have seen bare-faced people, not a lick of anything on their face or on their body, be some of the most trashy and disrespectful people. And also, side note, realistically, if I'm looking at someone who's head to toe in ink, showing up to a job interview, all professional, da-da-da-da, I'm gonna be like, oh, you work hard because I know that shit is not cheap. Like, you guys are not hiring these people that have, like, tens of thousands of dollars on their body. And I ain't talking no BBL. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna look at that person personally and be like, oh, you work hard to get what you want. Like, I mean, I know some people just be buying tattoo guns, but that's none of my damn business. But that shit, it needs to stop. It is literally, it is almost a new year, and I want a petition. I don't know how to make petitions, but I'm gonna figure it out. We need to, like, stop this stigma, because respectfully, from here on out, and when I say here on out, I mean years ago on out, tattoos and piercings are becoming more acceptable, but they need to become fully. And everybody can have their own preference and not get tattoos and piercings. That's perfectly fine. But I don't think we need to be shamed and degraded based on what we choose. Like, yeah, I understand. You know, everyone's got their opinion. Like, I would never do that. Or that's a lot of ink. Or that's a lot of piercings. Why would you do that to yourself? You were so beautiful. Blah, blah, blah. That also needs to stop. Like, you were so beautiful. Like, they did it because they liked it. Can people just do things because they like it? Also, there definitely needs to be research of mental health related to getting tattoos and piercings. Because, like, sometimes it's a coping mechanism. Is it the best? I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation. But realistically, that's none of my damn business. Nothing to do with me, not my circus, not my monkeys. That is my crash out for the day. We need to stop this whole, like, shtick about, like, oh, tattoos and piercings are so unprofessional. You're never gonna find a husband with all that. First of all, maybe my husband has more ink than me. I don't... I wig glued this to my forehead. Am I cooked, y'all? Like, I use that Ghost Bond. What is that? Oh my god, what is that? No, I literally used Ghost Bond on this shit, and I don't think it's gonna come off, so... So yeah, can we stop this whole, like, stigma about tattoos and piercings? Because, one, I'm sick and tired of hearing it, because respectfully, what I do with myself has nothing to do with you, and what you do with yourself has nothing to do with me. Obviously, you know, if you're, like, harming yourself, then that's an issue that needs to be discussed. But realistically, tattoos and piercings are a therapy, an aesthetics thing, and just plain cool and fun. If you like it, it may not be cool and fun for you. That's also okay. But again, don't judge people based off that. Because I'm telling you, I have met some of the most biggest, scariest, inked up motherfuckers. like the most macho butch dudes, head to toe in crazy body mods, and they're the sweet, like the nicest people ever, and women too. So like, stop. Because you ever notice how the people that are very like, you know, love how not to get political, but you ever notice how a lot of people that are more outgoing with their looks versus people that are more contained with their looks? Sometimes the demographic is like, these people are way nicer and these people are way worse. Not always, but like, sometimes I be meeting the whole clean aesthetic girlies and I want to slap them in their fucking ink. That's another story, I guess. What do we think of the costume? Also, guess what I am in the comments. Take a little guessy guess of what I am in the comments. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Subscribe, Miss Leah Jane. Episode 2 of Controversial CRSHOUT. I swear these episodes will get longer. But also currently I have like no storage on my phone because of work. So deuces!